This is really good fun, actually. I've got a proper train behind me. It's such an amazing place. It's on such a vast scale. I'm just blown away. Hi there, everyone. Welcome along to another video here with me, Jenny Kirk. And today, we've actually been really quite honoured. We've been invited down to this 5-inch gauge railway out in the sunny countryside of Cambridgeshire. And this is just outstanding. It's 5-inch gauge, but it's laid out just like a proper railway. It's not like the ones you see at, say, country parks where you pay your 50p and go for a ride. This is run just like the real railway. It's got full signalling, it's got power operated points, it's even got rolling stock. I've never really seen actual scale rolling stock in 5-inch gauge before. We're not talking about those carriages that you sit astride. This is the real deal. And this is, quite frankly, it blows your mind to see just how much work has gone into this. Even the point rodding down here is accurate. So I'm like a kid in a candy shop.
Today's video comes to you in association with our sponsor, Rails of Sheffield, and in particular their Wanted service. This is a service that allows you to trade in unwanted items of locomotives and rolling stock and get the best possible price for them, either for cash or for store credit to put towards something that you really, really want. It couldn't be simpler. Follow the links down below, and when you do, tell them that Jenny Kirk sent you. And also in association with Trainomatic, makers of DCC decoders and DCC accessories.
I'm going to run around now and I'm going to just follow the tracks. I love just following them all and seeing where they go. And then we're going to get some trains out in a bit and we're going to have a good journey round this. And hopefully I don't get so excited that I forget to film anything for you guys. But come with me. This is going to be the journey of the year.
So this is going to have some of the rolling stock. Just being very careful, trying not to trip on anything. But these are the wagons. They're just incredible. I've never seen scale rolling stock done in a scale this big, and they've been done perfectly. And every single one of them is ever so slightly different. They're weathered. We've even got the chalk markings on there, if I can just see that in the light.
All handmade.
All handmade? Yeah, because I'm guessing that there's no kits for anything this size.
No.
So that is just incredible.
That's 5 of a lot more.
So I'm going to be naughty. I'm going to step into the turntable well, and I'm just going to see them. They keep coming and keep coming and keep coming. So this is the little lean-to. So somewhere down here, there's some quite impressive point work. I've got to be careful. You can see there's actually some wagons in here. It's class 20.
With sound.
With sound, which is, I presume that's on charge at the moment. Yeah. This is quite narrow. There's GWR rail car. Again.
With the driver as well, I think, in the front there.
I mean, it's just such a vast scale. I've just bought one of the Daypole ones of those, and it's really impressive. And there's just more rolling stock. There's an American box car here as well. There's another, I think that's a ride-on tender. It's a guard's van. And it just keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. Right underneath there to the back, there's various bits and pieces. There's an American outline locomotive, it's like a GP40, I think. I would suspect one of these is maybe an F7. There we go, and there's another shed next door, I think, with even more stuff in. But I'm going to go whilst Olly sets that up. And incidentally, a big hello to Olly of Wardle Road there, who is just setting up this train. So I'm going to leave him to that, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to just follow some of these tracks, because I'm just intrigued at how much there is here. So you can see here there's like a big yard area, goes down, it's all controlled from a signal box over there. This bit with point rodding, so really old school. And then I'm just trying not to trip on any of this track work. There's actual real signalling too. So there's an actual ground signal there, And then there's the miniature signals there. Everything is properly signalled. It really is breathtaking. The points are changed there with actual motors once you get far enough away from the box. And then here we get on to, I'm going to be naughty actually. I'm going to see, I mean, that is just so silky smooth. And it really does, that is just so well engineered with this three-way point. And I'm told that there's a whole load of stuff in this carriage shed as well. But we're going to have a wander off down the line. There's no trains running at the moment, so I can walk down the middle. Now, if you've seen Olly's video, he's already given a guided tour of this area. But it's just incredible how much time and love has gone into this setup. And you can see there's even some more signals here with feathers for going down the different routes. It's just, there's so much attention to detail here. It's unreal. Crossovers, I mean, these points alone, each one of these is a work of art. And there are dozens and dozens of them. You can see the signals there, energized. No trains running, so everything's on red at the moment. And it just goes on and on. There's a little bit of track repairs going on here. One of the check rails, which is steel, has rusted out, come loose. So there's some repair work going on. I love these signals as well with the feathers for the different directions. And there's actually sidings over here. Again, something you just don't see on lines this size. So I'm just so used to seeing them at most at somewhere like a country park. There's one down in Flixton near me, and you can ride on them. So there's some exquisite locomotives there, but nobody really does the track work and the point work and the signalling like this, and the rolling stock too. So we're now got another junction area. There's a water butt there, I think, for refueling some of the locomotives as needed. Big signal gantry, just going to try not to bang my head. And it's just complicated junctions. It's just like the real thing. There's a branch here. Just going to try not to stand on any of the point motors. So we've got there Tidsbury Junction. So just to show you around there, there's actually a model signal box down there, but the real one is over there. We'll get to that in a moment. So I'm going to follow this branch line, go through a little bit of a cutting. It looks to be a little bit less used down here actually, and there's more sidings. So some short sidings here. Another exquisitely made three-way point. That's hand switched for the sidings. Just come underneath this crabapple tree. And that's the route back to the main line up there to the junction. And this comes down to, we've got a junction here. Just very careful not to stand on anything. Colliery Junction. And I'm going to just come around here. There's a lovely smell of creosote in the air from these old railway sleepers. And this line just comes down and round here. And there's loads of old railwayana dotted around. That's an old signal head, colour aspect signal. Coming down here. And that's a real ground signal there. Wired in and in use. And we come to, it's like a big station area down here. Again, really impressive. And you see there's just point after point after point, so well made. Everything that's here is amazingly well made. I'm just going to come down. And there's like an overall station roof there. The three lines underneath. And then again, more and more sidings down to, there's like a traverser at the end. So that's what's down here. Now, let's go back and investigate from that junction. I'm going to follow this way, so you remember this was where we came. I'm going to follow it through, see what's down here. And you can see this amazing junction. We've got the representation of the signal box, which is actually hiding. I think it's a compressed air tank for all the actuators for the points. But it's just exquisite. Everything about this is exquisite. So we've got the main line down there that came in from over there. I'm going to follow this branch. It's quite bright today, actually. We've really picked the weather for this. And you can see the main line goes over there, but there's this kind of branch that goes round in front of the signal box. And this, again, it's just so impressive. Swavesey. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that. You can see just down there, back to where we started. But I'm going to have a sneak peek inside this signal box, because this again is another work of art. And this is actually one of the lever frames, electro pneumatic lever frames. So this would be very similar to what originally was in somewhere like Bolton West, which I think was the first, which is why the lever frame is actually preserved in the National Railway Museum from that. But there we've got the full diagram of the entire line. This is just so impressive. Everything is amazing. I really want to flick some of these levers, but I'm not going to, because that would be naughty. You don't mess about in a real signal box, and this pretty much is a real signal box. So I'm just going to come back out. I'm going to shut the door. And I'm going to come and see real signals. This, hopefully you can hear me over the wind noise. Southern Railway, BRS Company Limited, BPRS. So it's a real deal. And the signal post there, well, that looks to be, it's the real thing. They just cut off the top of the signal. And I'd be interested to see, I think, possibly, maybe, does it work? I'm not sure. But certainly, there is such a lot of impressive stuff here. And this is not all, it's not just the 5-inch gauge line. We've also got, I'm told this is gauge 1. And as you can see, there's even a vast gauge 1 empire here as well. Unless it's O gauge. If it's O gauge, I'd be a bit annoyed that I haven't brought anything to run on it, despite the fact that I've got quite a lot of O gauge stuff. You see that this is just really amazing, absolutely amazing. So we're going to have one last look here. I think this is the signal box, which has a circuit diagram in there, possibly before redevelopment. Maybe this was the original signal box that the layout has outgrown. Oh, I see. It's point rodding, but it's got those pneumatic actuators down there to control it all. But certainly this, I'm just blown away. And I know I keep saying that, and it's probably very repetitive, but I really am. So we've got Olly here. This is your own locomotive, isn't it?
It's my baby.
So what's the story behind this locomotive?
My parents actually got it for me for my 16th birthday to stop me going off the rails.
I'm really intrigued by this. Tell me the history behind this locomotive.
Well, it's a Maxi Track Planet. I'm going to rename it Victor after my grandfather. That's how I'm going to get nameplates for it. But I got it when I was 16.
Right.
It was a present from my parents just to keep me, stop me.
That is an incredible present,
I know, yeah.
I'll be honest with you.
Well, a lot of people were getting like, well, especially 17th birthday, and people were getting cars and things. But I really wanted a train that I could drive. So, yeah, so it runs off one very narrow car battery in here. And then me and my dad have fitted our own controller, and then a couple of days ago I've actually just fitted sound into this as well. Right. So this will be the first time I'm taking it for a sound fitted test.
Is this the railway where it first ran?
No, the first railway it ran was a club in Ickenham, just local to me. Right. And that does like passenger services rather than, but this is obviously an actual model railway, if you like, as you can probably tell by that.
That's really what's blown me away about this place.
Yeah.
The fact that like the rolling stock, you just never normally see that in 5-inch gauge, and the attention to detail. It really is a real railway.
There are a few signals around here as well. I'm sure you get footage of that. Actually, the levers in the signal box are from the central line. Underground.
It looks electro-pneumatic lever frame. It reminds me of the one I was saying when I was filming in there, the one that was very first fitted at Bolton West Junction on the Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway.
Yeah.
And that lever frame is now in the National Railway Museum because it was the first.
Yeah.
But that reminds me of that lever frame.
There's also a relay box in there as well that kind of represents what's in the underground as well. It's just amazing.
Right.
But this carriage is also mine as well. As you can see by the Wardle Road logo on it. But it was originally 6 foot, and then my granddad built it, but then obviously because of changing cars and stuff I can no longer fit this into the back of mine, so
you've
it's been
shortened
shortened.
it. Right.
But the plan is, I don't know if you can see here, there's a phone charge on the front, and then that's going to go to 2 batteries that are going to fit
so
inside
you
here.
can then extend your range.
And I can film and stuff and film for longer, have the phone on charge while I'm streaming and
That's pretty good,
all sorts of stuff.
So Olly, when did you first discover this amazing place and actually come here for the first time?
It must have been probably, I think if anyone's seen on my videos, it was about a month ago.
Right.
He put a post on a 5-inch gauge railways Facebook group.
Yeah.
And obviously it's not open to the public because it is a private railway. But I got in contact with him, and after a couple of conversations, I was down here in a couple of days, and then I actually came on a Sunday, and then I enjoyed it so much I came the following Tuesday.
Right.
And then the following Tuesday, and we're here now.
Brilliant.
He loves running trains, and he loves watching people run trains as well. So it's really the perfect.
Brilliant. So basically, if you have a train in 5-inch gauge, then ask him nicely, and he'll let you come and play with it.
Yeah,
here.
it's definitely the place for anyone with a ride on railway.
Yeah, brilliant. I mean, of course, these sort of things you have to have quite an impressive garden.
Oh yeah.
To be able to run them. So the next best thing is getting permission to bring it to somewhere like this.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, it depends where you are in the country as well. It's quite a travel for.
Yeah, it took us about 3.5 hours to get down here.
Yeah, for me it's about 1 hour and 50, which isn't too bad if I'm coming in regularly to especially as I get to run my own train as well, as you say, rather than just looking at it in the garage.
And of course, you don't have to worry about pesky passengers. You can just, to your heart's content, trundle around.
Brent is very anti-passengers and fairground ride type.
I can imagine. So I can imagine that I'm being looked at with suspicion. Like, you haven't got a train of your own. Okay.
Oh no, yeah, he did know that he was coming down to film, so he was more than happy for you to show off what he's. And as you can see, it's quite an impressive collection as well, so it definitely deserves showing off.
It very much. I love the weathering as well. It's not just the wagon having been built, but it's been made to look like it's weathered, it's distressed. Some of them have even got the chalk markings on. Yeah. I just love it.
And there's we'll get some more footage of it later, but he's got all the coal wagons in there, carriages in there.
Yeah.
It's absolutely the amount of rolling stock he's got. You haven't got enough engines here to actually run.
Right.
The amount of rolling stock he's got. I'm going to try. I'm never go pulling all 20 of these in a minute. So
really, so it'll be slow to get up to speed, but I'm guessing that
once it's going, it's happy. Yeah, they're actually really loose, and they're all sprung buffered as well. So it's and
they'll be quite free running.
Yeah.
Can I have a ride?
Of course, yeah. We can. Yeah, take it for the main.
No worries. Right, I'll be first on this train. I really do want to ride. This is really good fun, actually. I've got a proper train behind me. No pesky passengers here. But this is Olly's locomotive, and it's surprisingly easy to drive. The track is also surprisingly bumpy, but it does hold the road pretty well. I'm just blown away. It's such an amazing place. It's on such a vast scale, but everything that's here is done so accurately. The signalling, the point work, the way the track's laid out, there's a lot of thought gone into this, and it really does blow you away. I'm just not used to seeing what is effectively a model railway done to such a large scale. Everything's had to be fabricated from scratch. You can't buy kits in this scale. You have to be a proper engineer to, even if just a self-taught one, you have to know the principles of engineering to be able to put together the wagons, the coaches, the locomotives, the track work. Everything here is on just such a vast scale. And I'm enjoying, even just admiring the track. Even if I didn't see a single train, I would still be so thoroughly impressed by my visit here. So I'm going to go on, I'm going to keep exploring this track. I just love following these tracks around through this landscape and seeing where they all lead. So I'm going to go this way. just had a really great play. Really grateful to Olly of Wardle Road for inviting me down here and letting me run with his locomotive. And it is quite exhilarating when you're going around because you've got a real weight of train. So even the most minute of gradients, because it's very free running, you can feel the train hunt up against the back of you on the downhill grade, and then you feel the locomotive struggling up the grade and all the couplings go taut. And there's actually quite an experience with driving it because you don't want that hunting backwards and forwards, and you also don't want to be overpowered coming down the grade. You don't want to stall on the upgrades. But overall, it's just tremendous fun. And we've got the perfect weather for this, and you can probably see the sun is actually getting a bit brutal now. But I am so thoroughly enjoying this, and I can't wait actually to see this Class 20 going around. There's also a Class 8 over there, so we're spoilt for choice here. But Olly's gone off now with his locomotive and that train of ventilated vans, and well, I've had the time of my life, so I can see why he loves it so much. But yeah, let's get back to playing trains. That was an epic day. I really enjoyed this, and a big thanks goes out to Brent, whose model railway that was. And I say model railway, it's really hard to actually say that when you're dealing with something quite as vast as 5-inch gauge, but that was exquisite. Massive place. If you ever get an invite to go there, do take it up because I had so much fun. But it was also very hot and sunny. Ideal weather for filming, not quite so ideal when you're actually stood out in it. So we've all got quite tanned. In fact, actually, Tian, Olly's other half, got incredibly burnt there as well. So, yeah, and I think the cupboard monkey as well. We've deduced that the cupboard monkey is not solar powered. But I really hope that you enjoyed that video. In association today with our sponsor Rails of Sheffield and their second-hand purchasing service, where you can trade in unwanted items either for cash or for store credit and buy something that you really do want. And also don't forget, as always, to hit that like button and also share this video too. Let other people know about it. Share it with anybody else that you think might be interested. And of course, finally, don't forget as well, if you've not already done so, click that subscribe button and you'll be the first to know about new videos as and when they go up. But until next time, this is me, Jenny Kirk, saying bye for now. Today's video is sponsored by Train-O-Matic, makers of DCC decoders designed to be fully compatible with every manufacturer's locomotive. Visit train-o-matic.com to browse the full range and see what they've got suitable for you. I'd like to send out a huge thanks to everybody who supports me on Patreon. And an extra special huge thanks goes out to Anthony Kidson, Michael Churchwood, Anthony Hunt, William Wade, Wayne Johns, Offshore Allen, oorail.co.uk, Tepic, Michael Lockie, Helen Sink, Peter Bolton, Brian Smith, Brian and Dorothy Mudd, Gary Lewis, David Quinn, Trish Bitts, and Sparky107107. Thank you. Without you guys, I couldn't do this.